some fans, it's hard to know what a CEO coach does. Some coaches call plays, some coaches don't. I think in a way, maybe the last month is a good example of it. So I'm curious, how would you explain not just the hiring of coaches and everything, but overall the approach to renovating all these parts of an organization while still keeping the brand? I'm curious how you would explain kind of what you've done.
Just trying to build how we're going to operate, trying to build what we're going to become, and it meant to be organized in a way that we can be our very best. That's really what it boils down to. You try to build a system and an operation that can be its best. It's a tough league. It's very competitive. It's a really fine line. I mean, the margins are tight between winning and losing and having a good day and all those kind of things. So what we're trying to do together is, as a group, is just build the best football operation that we possibly can. And out of that, create the best football team that we can, then prepare the team and then go play the games and see how we do.
They really complement each other. Knowing I'm being play call on the defense, it really took me to make the decision as far as offensive coordinator. I really want to make sure.
Definitely a different color pattern, no doubt about it. That's been good. I've enjoyed that. Appreciate that. I was going to take this off. You can see the logo a little better, right? That's a good thing. So it's exciting. It's fun. I really I feel energized. Always do. Whenever you come to Indy, you feel energized. I mean, you get a chance to get around. You see the players. You have the interviews. You see the coaches. You see the GMs. You kind of size up your competition. I mean, let's be honest. It's competitive. And you get a chance to kind of take a look at who's doing what and how they're trying to do it. So that never changes. The fact that it's with the Giants now instead of the Ravens is what it is. And I'm excited about it. I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to represent the New York Giants, and we're just really going to work. That's really what we're doing. Say again. To be the very best we can be. It was an opportunity. I've known Dawn for many years through the league circles, and have worked with her on different projects and things like that. Nothing but the utmost respect for her. And when it became, apparent that she was interested in this particular job, it was obvious that she was the perfect fit for what we were trying to do. So she makes us better. She gives us a chance to be our very best, and it's been great working with her so far.
Have you had a chance to talk to Mike McDonald since?
I have.
How did that conversation go?
It went great. It was a big hug, congratulations. And he's all smiles right now. Can't imagine why, and well-deserved. Proud of Mike. One of my favorite people, Steph. I like Steph even better than Mike, obviously. And who doesn't? Who knows Steph and Mike? But Mike's amazing. And to see that happen for them, the type of team they built, I guess probably more than anything, is really kind of studying the type of team that they built. He and Leslie Frazier, as partners on that process. Jay Harbaugh, a part of that too. Seeing the team that they built is reflective, I would say, for sure, the team that we want to build in New York.
Number of guys on defense that's going to help me to build that. That's the fun part about building on this league.
Yeah, it's integration. I think the thing that you come to understand over all these years, and this is probably true for really any organization, that you've got to be aligned and you got to be integrated, and everybody's got to be working together. There's got to be a shared understanding, a vision of what you're trying to accomplish. There's got to be a shared understanding of who you are, what you stand for, what the values are, of how we're going to get there, what our plans are. That takes constant communication. It's got to be flat. Everybody's got to be working together. The idea that there's too much hierarchy or silos or separate fences and things like that just can't be a part of it. Not in football, not in anything. So someone like Dawn helps Joe and I, the three of us really working together to make sure that all of our systems are integrated. So whether it's analytics, which is an area that we bolstered up quite a bit if you look at the staff, whether it's performance and medical, which is an area that we bolstered up and tried to tie together, grounds, fields, all of it, video, all of it, coaching, scouting, pro, college, all of it. It's all got to be integrated, and it's got to be aligned. So Dawn is someone that helps us do that. That's a multi-person job. So between Joe, I, and Dawn, I think we get a chance to do that. Then ownership's a huge part of that. I mean, we have great owners. We got great families involved, and they're the dome over all of us. Tying it all together to represent what the Giants are about, what they've always been about, based on the Maras and the Tisches and now the Cokes and their vision for the organization.
That really needs to change. Here's how Woody operates in this situation.
Say it again.
I have an opportunity to go in and speak with them about my vision.
I have great respect for the ownership. All the people I've gotten to meet, John and Steve and Chris Mara and John Tisch, Carolyn Tisch, and the Koch family have been nothing but great conversations, great interactions. And we've been talking about the business of football, the business of building our team, the business of putting staff together, all the things that we're talking about, the integration that you just asked about. That's what our conversations have been about.
John, my relationship with him. It's been outstanding. I guess the answer to the question.
Well, they got to love football. We talked about that at the opening press conference, right? I mean, you want a bunch of people that understand that that's what we're here for, and that can fit the type of the team we want to play, the values that we're looking for. We want good, tough, hard-nosed players that want to play hard, that are team-first type people, that like every part of football, meetings, weightlifting, practice, preparation, like being around the guys and the gals who are involved in it. And they want to go out there on Sunday and let it rip. That's what we're looking for.
John, along those lines, when you got to Baltimore in 2008, when you left in 2025, did your definition of what it meant to play like a Raven change substantially in between those years?
I think that
Say it again, John.
From 2008 to 2025, did your definition of playing like a Raven evolve? As Jesse Minters talked about in New Age, playing like a Raven.
I got you. I would say it has evolved. I know it should evolve, right? The principles of what it is, the hardcore truths of what it means haven't changed one bit. Those things are all exactly the same. The methods that are involved, the way we operate, how we've done things, what we value sometimes, how we approach different problems and things like that definitely evolves, And then you operate differently, not just like over time, but like in circumstances. That you got to treat circumstances how you find it. You guys know the challenges you've had. You guys lived them with us, and you saw us walk through those things, and you were a part of that too. And the people that you're dealing with, right? Because everybody's a little bit different. Everybody comes from a different place, trying to operate in all those types of circumstances and people and situations in a way that's effective. So that's always involved.
John, when you come here through your there's something that for you personally that when this ends, you have to come
now you understand how it's a see. Which it'd be good to have a conversation with him about that. So, but he's going to do a hell of a job. The coach so they can.
There's probably
a number of years. I know exactly.
Three things.
So,
one thing is the part that I think Joe spoke to earlier is you do learn a lot about the free agent landscape. So we'll come out of this week understanding the free agent landscape a little bit better because there's conversations that happen. Behind the scenes. I'm not having those conversations. Joe does a great job of that. So I'll be interested to hear how that stuff all goes. The interview process is a big part. Just getting to know the players a little bit better. That's a big part. And then just being a part of it. Walking from one place to the next and running into people who are colleagues and friends. Ran into Leslie and Steve Spagnuolo at lunch today. I had a chance to see them. You kind of cherish that part of it too. So I'd say those three things.
So there's a number of conversations I made. I know exactly how we're going to operate.
There's tons of work to be done. I mean, it's not just the Giants. I mean, I promise you, every single team, there's like loads and loads, heaps and mountains of work to be done, and we dig in. Another thing I do here is I watch tape. So I don't spend a lot of time. I'll spend a lot of time watching the workouts because those are on tape. So I spend my time in my room. We have an office set up. I'm watching college tape because I need to get caught up and get ahead on seeing all the prospects. So, there's a lot of work to do.
You had going through this whole process, this coaching search was,
just nothing but respect and admiration, and for what he's done.
Every coach.
What a worthy. I mean, I feel just honored to be a part of that, And the thing about Mike, the thing that makes him such a great coach is that you know what to expect from his teams.
That hasn't changed.
It's not teams don't play the way they play because Pittsburgh Steelers aren't the Pittsburgh Steelers because they're in Pittsburgh, or because they wear black and gold, or because they have a nickname that's tough and steely, or because of anything other than the personality, the people that are running the program. Mike has been the face of that organization. They've got a lot of great people that have worked hard and do a great job. But that team reflects Mike Tomlin. You know, they reflected Bill Cowher before that. And Bill Cowher was one of the greatest coaches in the history of football, right? Chuck Noll before that, one of the greatest coaches in the history of football. Boom, boom, boom. Now Mike Tomlin. So I got to be across from Mike Tomlin for 18 years in some heated battles, you know. And you always knew what you were going to get because it was a Mike Tomlin coach football team. And I admire that very much.
How much honesty reflects the job?
We've spoken on that a lot. You know, you'll see. You'll see. Sort of advice to give a first-time head coach? That's a really big question right there. I would say, first of all, be yourself, and then make sure you understand and you stick to what you believe in and what you stand for. You know, make it clear what those things are so everybody else knows. Go ahead.
I know they used to be part of the and he had a lot of success for Jackson. And now I think there's nothing job. I'm curious. Consider him for office coordinator or for Burger. Do you have any overall thoughts on why this lifetime he's from quarterback?
Say it one more time.
I don't know. It's just not working right.
Really big question, many layered, complicated. I really probably don't have a great understanding of the big dynamics on all that. But what I can tell you that we had great coaches in Baltimore. You know, we have great coaching staffs, and they were very diverse coaching staffs. And it was always about. It's not that you don't think about that because you try to think about every aspect of hiring, but really what it was about was hiring the best coaches, whether it's whatever type of background or format it might be. We've had a lot of women on our coaching staff. We've had very diverse candidates in every kind of way. And to your specific question, T. Martin is a great football coach, a great man, and a great friend. I love his family. He's a great family man too. And it was just a joy to work with him all the time. He and I have had a lot of these kind of conversations back and forth. We've spoken a few times since. You know, and just trying to find the right fit, help him whatever way I can. And that's what we did with the Giants too. That's how we put our staff together this time, kind of for what we're required and who was available and those kind of things. So I don't doubt for 1 second that T. Martin's going to land on his feet, and he's going to do really well because he's a great coach and a great person. So I expect that to happen, and he's going to do well. You'll see, he'll do really well.
Hey, Coach, what excites you about this three-headed monster that you kind of put together on the offensive coaching staff? You know, with your coordinators and the different roles, having so many former head coaches in the building working on the offensive side of the ball.
Three-headed monster. I like that. You know, it's a three-headed coaching monster. I'm excited about the staff. I think those three guys you're talking about are like high-level guys. I mean, these are proven coaches. And now the key thing is the integration of that. You know, making sure that we're organized and that we're building something that we can cheer together. Like I told him, we're not carrying over a system from Kansas City or from Tennessee or Cincinnati or San Francisco or Baltimore. You know, we're building the New York Giants system. And the same thing on offense. We're going to build a system that fits what we're trying to accomplish, terminology-wise, concept-wise. And so I really like the guys who are doing the building. You know, the three monsters they're leading that up, and all the other coaches too. I'm thrilled to have those guys. Kind of goes back to the earlier question. You try to build the best staff you can because you've got to be your best. And I feel like we've done that.
Eric has said, you know, pitching guys out of early stages, the division, you know, it's a kind of a head coach when he was involved in kind of entry level assistant. Curious, what did you see in Jesse's like the biggest difference in those early days to now?
Yeah, you know, I don't know if I could say what the difference is. I mean, I've known Jesse since he was a kid, and I just know he always had a passion for football, and he had a great way about him. You know, even back then, and when he first came to Baltimore, he wasn't inexperienced. He'd been a defensive coordinator in college at that point. He's a coach's kid. Rick Minter's one of the smartest coaches that I've ever been around. I had a chance to work with and for Rick for 3 years. I still talk to him all the time, and Jesse's part of that. I mean, he grew up with that. It's in his DNA. It's in his blood. So, you know, that's an advantage. And he always kind of had that. He grew up with that. He was always ahead that way, I would say. But then he's his own man. You know, he worked hard. He was his own man in Baltimore when he was young. When he worked his way up to the safeties coach, he was his own man. Got the opportunity to go be a coordinator, was his own man, and then was with Jim those years. Did what he did, and now he gets his opportunity to be a head coach in a great place. So I have nothing but love and respect for him. I think he's ready.
John, you talked a lot about the history of the New York Giants and football giants. Those Giants stopped the run. I've been a struggle here. The Giants do that recently. Is that a personnel thing? Is that a mindset thing? How do you get the Giants to stop the run?
Well, we better. It's a must thing. I can tell you that. And it's there's a lot to it. There's 3 levels, layers to your defense, and all 3 layers and levels have got to be committed to and incorporated in stopping the run, no doubt. I mean, every one of the 11 guys has got to be committed to stopping the run. You can't let people run all over you. There's no doubt about it. It's been important. It's been important in football since football started. So that's going to be where it starts. It's going to start with stopping the run. Honestly, it's going to start with running the football. Once you get established that you can do those things, then it gives you a chance to open up the playbook and do whatever you want.
Yeah, what's the process? We'll evaluate, we'll stay in contact
Not a what?
with those guys, we'll look at that process, and go. I think something about it's a touchdown. Something we're having discussions about so we have just discussing all the different options.
Right.
I think Dustin did all those.
Yeah, they mentioned the other play too in that game.
Yeah, I do.
What's stuck out?
Just reminding you on that. But it's not. Yeah, I mean, I think it's natural and normal to feel that way. So of course, that's something to do.
What stuck out to you about Denard Wilson? Why did you?
I just think I've known Denard for a while. Worked with him closely. In the process, looked at a lot of candidates. Thought about a lot of different types of guys. And first of all, Denard's talent, his ability, his tenacity, his determination. I think he's really smart. I think he has a great knowledge of the game. He's an excellent teacher. He's very demanding, and yet he's very relationship oriented. All those things are part of it. And then at the end of the day, I wanted to stay in the system. It's a system that we built over a long time, and that's the system that will be continuing to run. So, and he represents that as well.
Coach, what drew you to talent? What drew you to talent?
Over the years watching him coach, I mean, look at his record, right, Jeff? I mean, he's proven. And then when I got you, I didn't really know Brian that well. It wasn't like we had a close relationship. But in talking to him and just starting to talk football in those interviews, the Zoom interviews and stuff, I just became really impressed with his knowledge. And then also his demeanor. He's got a great understanding of every part of offensive football. Passing game, run game, protections. I mean, your dad's Bill Callahan. You're going to have a great understanding of protections, right? And the fact that he's going to be able to immerse our quarterback in that understanding of the game, especially from the protection standpoint, but every part of it is going to be good for our offense. All set? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Coach.